All right, welcome back to ABA exam review and the continuation of our RBT practice question series. We're going through another set of questions together and breaking them down. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please like and subscribe. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials, including our combo pack. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. Let's get going. A parent tells their child, if you finish your homework, then you can play video games for 30 minutes. The child stops asking to play video games and goes to quickly complete their homework to earn video game time. What behavioral concept is the parent taking advantage of? So it's a concept question, meaning it's basically picking out a term that we're going to use or that we need to know. So what information are we given? We know the parent told the child, if you finish your homework, you can play video games. So the parent has established this contingency. And what is the contingency? That the child will earn video games if they finish their homework. So the child gets the opportunity to engage in a preferred response for completing a non-preferred response. What is that related to? A, the high P request sequence. With a high P request sequence, we're building behavior momentum by asking a lot of high probability responses first, and then following with the low probability response. It's not what's occurring here. The low probability response, finishing homework, has to come first, and then they earn video game time. So this is much more related to B, the Premack principle, where if you do something you don't want to do, then you get something you want. C, behavior contrast, has to do with two different environments where behavior is moving in the opposite direction due to reinforcement schedules, not behavior contrast here. And then D, differential reinforcement. It's not necessarily differential reinforcement, it's just a simple contingency. Finish your homework, you get to play video games. The parent is taking advantage of the Premack principle. A teenager gets home 45 minutes after his curfew on Friday night. His dad, in response, takes away car privileges for a week. The teenager does not miss another curfew for the rest of the month. What changed the teenager's behavior? So we're looking at the teen's behavior, and we have to ask ourselves in a behavior question, did the behavior increase or decrease? Well, we know the teenager didn't miss another curfew, so the missing curfew behavior decreased. Why? Well, after he got home late, the dad took away car privileges. So the dad used punishment. Well, what type of punishment? Well, since something was removed, the privileges were taken away. That stands for negative, right? Positive means something's added, negative, something's taken away. So if we look at A and B, those are both positive consequences. We know the consequence was the removal of privileges. So this needs to be negative. So we have C and D, negative reinforcement or negative punishment. Well, since the behavior decreased, the missing curfew behavior decreased, this is going to count as D, negative punishment. A teacher implements a reinforcement system in the classroom to reduce off-task behavior. The system is highly effective during math class, but the teacher notices that off-task behavior increases significantly during recess where the reinforcement system is not in place. What phenomenon does this describe? So we just so happen to discuss this in question 1. What's happening in this scenario? We've got a reinforcement system in the classroom, and it's highly effective during math, but during recess, the reinforcement system is not in place, and off-task behavior increases significantly. So we have a situation where off-task behavior is decreasing in math, and in the other environment, it significantly increases. And we have two separate reinforcement schedules. So what's occurring here? Well, A, behavior contrast. The behavior in one environment is contrasting the behavior in the other environment, and it's likely due to the reinforcement system not being consistent. B, response generalization. Are we demonstrating any generalization of responses here? No. Maintenance has to do with teaching something, stopping teaching that thing, and that thing continuing once teaching is done. We're not discussing teaching any skills here or maintenance of skills. And then D, stimulus fading. Did the teacher fade anything at any point given the information? No. We're simply discussing the difference between behavior given the different environments and different reinforcement systems. A parent is trying to stop their child from picking at scabs. Each time the child moves their hand toward a scab, the parent gently blocks the hand from making contact with the skin. This eventually leads to the child no longer picking their scab. What procedure is the parent using? So what do we know about the parent and the procedure? What is the parent attempting to do? Well, they're trying to stop the child from picking at their scab. So what do they do? Well, each time the child attempts to pick the scab, engage in the response, the parent blocks the response from happening. And so this is, yes, a pretty obvious question, but where it becomes confusing is when we have extinction and response blocking. Response blocking is sometimes extinction, but most of the time not, because when you are engaging in response blocking, you're not allowing the response to take place. And if the response doesn't take place, you can never withhold reinforcement. So extinction is all about the function. Response blocking is simply stopping a response from occurring. Since this parent is just stopping the response from occurring, they are using response blocking. Now, we have also negative reinforcement and overcorrection. Well, the child is no longer picking the scab, right? So it can't be reinforcement because reinforcement increases behavior. And then overcorrection is a different procedure that you don't need to know for the RBT exam. A manager at a call center notices that the employees spend more time handling calls from higher paying customers, as these calls tend to result in larger commissions. Employees spend less time on calls from regular customers, which offer smaller incentives. Which principle explains the employee's behavior? A lot of principle and behavior questions, which is fine because it's good practice, right? We're identifying one, what behavior are we looking at? What is the behavior here? Well, we know the employees spend more time handling high-paying customer calls, right? So they're going to spend more time where the money is made. They're going to spend more time here than here if more money is being made here. And they're basically spending more time where reinforcement is. Now, what principle explains that? Is it A, behavior momentum? Well, behavior momentum has to do with engaging in several responses in a row in order to build behavior momentum to try to get a unlikely behavior to occur. That's not what is happening here. We're comparing two opportunities for reinforcement and just observing where the behavior goes. And the principle explaining the fact that behavior tends to follow reinforcement is B, matching law. Behavior tends to match to where reinforcement is provided and proportionately. Extinction. Is there extinction going on in this question? Are we worried about extinction in terms of the employee behavior? Not necessarily. Same with D, negative reinforcement. It's not negative reinforcement. They get larger commissions and get more money if they engage in certain behaviors. They're being positively reinforced. The principle explaining the behavior would be B, matching law. Thanks for watching. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. We'll see you soon.